Before we begin, I'd like to say this is like my 50th time remaking this video because I realize I talk incredibly fast. Anyway, quick introduction to me. My name's Shal. I've been cosplaying for 2 years and I've loved every moment of it. I have become a competitive cosplayer in the last month pretty much. And I am so honored to be even part of the main roster for the Anime Expo Masquerade this year. It's going to be a blast. So yeah, that's a quick introduction to me. I will have an FAQ video posted up and everything. This channel is pretty much going to be all like cosplay stuff, everything to do with cosplay. Yay! But I'd like to make a quick cosplay tip video. This is 10 quick tips, and I actually think I should start making tip videos once every week. So here goes nothing. Number 1, pre-planning. Choose a character you love. That's really number 1. When you decide to cosplay a character, choose something you really like. For example, I'm going to take one of my favorite games, The Wolf Among Us. I would not cosplay Holly because I don't really like her that much. However, when it comes to Jack, I would cosplay him in a heartbeat if I didn't have such a fat face. Number 2, know your character. Know what character poses you're doing. It always saddens me to see like a character that's supposed to be so joyous and happy and their expression's just like that. It's like, no. Props really help when it comes to posing for characters. So you have to know your character in order to be able to use that prop correctly. Like for Elizabeth, I actually have the quantum physics book, and I'm always like holding it like, what are you doing, you know? Just know your character, research your character before you decide to cosplay them because it really helps out in pictures. And you'll look 20,000 times better when you know who your character is. Number 3. Carry on some sort of toolbox. This may not seem like much, but it's the world to me. It includes several bobby pins, buttons, needle, and I have some thread on it, depending on what color. It's a lifesaver. I also carry around a bottle of fabric glue with me ever since the accident at Anime Expo 2012 when my ribbons that were glued on became undone. I'm like, oh my god. That was a nightmare. Luckily, I made it through the day because it was a long skirt. No one really noticed. But it was still really embarrassing for me. You always should carry one of these around because you never know when you're going to need it. Not every con you go to is going to have a cosplay repair station. That's just a fact of life. The only 2 conventions out of 6, 7 I've been to this year, the only 2 conventions that I've been to so far that have had some sort of cosplay repair station have been Anime Expo. Their cosplay repair station literally saved one of my cosplays, and I am forever grateful for that. And Anime LA. Those are the only 2 places I've been to that have cosplay repair stations. That's why, for your own good, always carry on some sort of little box that contains like basics you need. It doesn't have to be this small. I just prefer carrying around a smaller box. I also have a little bag that I use, and I actually put all my makeup there just in case, you know, a makeup mishap happens. It never hurts, especially when you're in cell shaded makeup. You're gonna touch your face and you're like, oh, there goes my fake stubble. It's like, it always helps to bring some makeup too. Tip number 4. When it comes to buying fabric, always choose something that looks nice, but that's also affordable. For all my friends living in SoCal and anyone who's watching this who lives in SoCal or makes frequent trips there, try the Fabric District in LA. They have really great fabrics for really affordable prices. If you aren't lucky enough to have some sort of fabric district that sells fabric on the cheap, I have bought my fabric from Joann's before, and I love their fabric. However, it is so expensive. So what I use are their weekly coupons that are online. You can, if you have a smartphone like I do, you can just go online and it's like it'll show what coupon it is. I got fabric that I was originally supposed to pay $20 for about $11, so that's really great. So their They also have like sales a few times a year, and I recommend running to them. Number 5, buying patterns. Buying patterns you might not get too lucky in the fabric district, but Joann's. I get all my fabrics from my patterns from Joann's. Sales. I got a few simplicity patterns actually from Joann's. They were originally $16.95 each, and I got them on sale for $2.99 each. And that was really good because I love vintage clothing. I'm actually planning on going as vintage, like a 1950s belle for Dapper Day at Disneyland. I still need the wig because my hair's black. It's not going to work. But yeah, always get your patterns when they're on sale. I know it might seem tempting to get that $16.95 pattern at the moment, but it's going to be so much better when you get it for $2.99. But if you absolutely need it, then go for it. But I just recommend you wait for a big sale to get all the patterns you need for like any future cosplays you have. Speaking of future cosplays, number 6, prior planning for cosplays. Always prepare. Always start choosing what characters you want to cosplay to a convention, especially to a convention, 6 months before. I know it seems like a long time, but time flies very quickly. So you take a few weeks to decide which characters you're going to cosplay. You plan it all out, and then you start sewing, or whatever you're doing. And then by the time you come to the convention, you'll be like, yes. That's why it's always good to choose characters that you want to cosplay or future cosplays months in advance. And if there's a character you sort of maybe want to cosplay, buy a pattern for it, just in case. And if you don't end up cosplaying that character, you never know. You might be able to use that pattern for something else. That's just something I do. Number 7, I think? Yeah, number 7. When asked for pictures, if you must deny, do it in a polite way. I do not like denying pictures ever, but it's happened before. I mean, I remember at Long Beach Comic Expo all day, my friend who was cosplaying Subject Delta and I was cosplaying Little Sister, and we were getting bombarded with pictures, and we needed a break. And a few people asked us for pictures, and we kindly denied, which means like, I'm very sorry, I don't feel too good right now. Give me maybe a few minutes, and if we see each other again, I will definitely take a picture with you. You know, it's like, don't be like so rude and be like, no, you can't take a picture. It's like, it makes you seem just so rude. Just have a positive attitude when it comes to taking pictures. Don't be like, oh, I've taken so many pictures already. So many pictures. No, you need to have a positive attitude. Number 8, not everyone wants to hear your criticism at conventions. You don't like someone's cosplay, keep it to yourself. Unless you have something constructive or to say, don't be like, oh my god, her costume sucks. It's just like, it's so mean, you know? It's like, they worked hard on it. Maybe it's not the best looking costume, but you have no right to be like, their costume sucks. Always keep a positive attitude, especially at conventions. There's nothing worse than a cosplayer with a bad attitude, because it's like, especially if their costume's like amazing, and then they just come off so rude, and you're like, how could I ever have liked your costume? Always keep a positive attitude. Tip number 9. When in cosplay and you're feeling sweaty and faint, take a break. This usually happens to me in my Comstock Elizabeth because of the tight corset, and I'm just like, oh, I need a break. I'm one of those people that likes to be on their feet at conventions at all time. I don't. Only recently I've learned the art of taking a break. Sometimes you need a break because you don't want to faint in the credit dealer's hall. It's horrible for you, for everyone around you. They have to they're gonna call the paramedics. 9 out of 10 times I'm sure of it. Luckily I've never had that experience. Yes, if you need a break, take a break. Especially to all my cosplaying buddies who wear corsets. I know the feeling. It's so painful to have your ribcage squeezed just so the twins can look nice. Take a break. And if you need to take the corset off, take it off. Go to the restroom, take it off. Just take a breather for a few minutes. Relax. Always drink plenty of water, especially if you're in a tight-fitting cosplay or something unbearably hot. Tip number 10. Always have fun when you're cosplaying. That's really the main reason why people cosplay, or they should cosplay. Cosplay, in my opinion, I would say it's a kind of art form, but there's no reason not to have fun when I'm drawing, when I'm sketching. When I'm sewing, it's a different story. I'm sobbing. When I'm like sketching and when I'm knitting and when I'm doing stuff, it's like I'm having fun, you know, I'm relaxed, I'm having fun. Enjoy yourself. Don't go to a convention and be like, oh my god, I have to look perfect. I'm going to look amazing. I need to be the best here. There's always going to be someone better than you. Get that out of the way. That being said, your costume is unique. However many people might be cosplaying the same character, you will always have a unique costume because this applies to people who made it, especially. You made your own costume, you used your own techniques. There's never going to be anyone who's going to have the exact same cosplay as you, unless you buy it from the same dealer. But that's a different story. But just remember, have fun, and I really hope you enjoy my channel. I tend to ramble a lot. So my future videos are going to be edited, not this really weird stuff, and better lighting, so I won't look like a red tomato. But yeah, have fun and just enjoy every single moment of it. I've met some amazing people in the cosplay community, and I am so thankful that I have met them. And I'm just so glad to have this channel open. If anyone ever needs any advice, don't ever hesitate to ask me a question. If you'd like to see a certain video of a certain character, how I do the wig, how I do the hair. I know a lot of people are like, how do you do the Snow White hair? It's like, yeah, I'll post a video on that and stuff. So yeah, don't ever hesitate to, send me a message or contact me on my Tumblr or all of that fun stuff. I can't wait. See you guys later.